All right, this video is a review or going over the review sheet that we had that we are going over for our test that is on tomorrow. So the first problem here is to solve the equation 4x minus 6 equals 8 times the quantity of x minus 2. First thing we want to do solving any equation is to distribute. So I'm going to multiply everything in the parentheses by the number outside. So 8 times x would be 8x. 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. Do not forget about this negative symbol that goes with the number behind it. On the left, I still have 4x minus 6. Next, I draw a line or a border through the equal sign to divide my sides. The next step would be to combine like terms, but on the left, I have a variable and a number, so I can't combine those. And on the right, I also have a variable and a number, so I can't combine those. Next, I want to add or subtract to get all my x's on the left side and all my numbers on the right side. So I already have an x here on the left. I want to get rid of this number. So I'm going to do the opposite of subtracting 6, which is adding 6 here to cancel that out or zero it out. And then I'm going to add 6 to the number. I cannot add 6 to the x. It has to be to the number. I can only add numbers to numbers and variables to variables. So when I'm done with that, on this side I have 4x. On the other side I have 8x. And negative 16 plus 6 is negative 10. So only an x on the left. On the right I have an x and a number. I don't want to have any x's on the right, so I'm going to do the opposite of positive 8x by subtracting 8x from both sides. So I get negative 4x there. I still have negative 10 on this side. And now I'm going to divide everything by the number in front of the x. So these two will cancel out. Negative 4 divided by negative 4, anything divided by itself is 1. So I have 1x. Negative 10 divided by negative 4, we have two negatives. A negative divided by a negative is a positive number. And 10 divided by 4 is just 5 over 2. Or if you put in your calculator, you might have got 2.5. Number 2. Would the point negative 3, 1 be a solution to the inequality graph? Well, we know that we find solutions in the shaded area of a graph. So we need to find out where this point exactly is. The first coordinate is always our x. The second coordinate is always our y. So I want to see where x is negative 3 on the x-axis. Here's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Then I'm looking for positive 1 on the y-axis. That would be right up here, 1 unit. So I'm going to draw a dot. And you can see that this point or this dot that I drew is in the shaded area. So this would be a solution. Any point in this shaded area would be a solution. Okay, down here, over here, right here in the corner. All of these are solutions to this inequality. Next, number 3. Let's write and solve the inequality that represents the scenario below. Girl Scouts are trying to raise at least $800 this spring. How many boxes of cookies must they sell at $6.50 per box in order to reach this goal? So they want to sell at least, or they're trying to raise at least $800 this spring. All right, so they can raise $800 or more. Just like you have to be at least 16 years old to drive, that means you can be 16 or older. So we're trying to get more than $800, which means that whatever we sell needs to be greater than or equal to $800. So $6.50 a box, because we don't know how many boxes we sold, so we're going to use X, needs to be greater than or equal to $800. So from here, we just have one step to find our solution. We divide everything by the number in front of X to get X by itself. And we end up having, I can quit this in the calculator real quick, like 800 divided by 6.5 would give us 123.07. So 123.07, which means in order to get to their goal of at least 800, they need to sell 124 boxes or more. Okay, you can't sell 0.7 of a box. So they're gonna have to sell one more complete whole box in order to reach their goal. Number 4, a student has $100 to spend on clothes at the mall. If shirts cost $15 and pants cost $19.99, let's write an inequality that shows how many shirts and pants that student can buy. So again, we're writing an equation just like number 3, but now we have 2 variables. In number 3, we just had to deal with cookies. That was the only variable, is how many boxes of cookies. Here, we don't know how many shirts or how many pants we're gonna buy. So we're gonna use 2 different variables. You can use X and Y, you can use S, or they ask us to use S and P, so that's what we're gonna do in this problem. So we have $100 to spend on clothes. Every shirt is 15 bucks, plus every pair of pants I buy for $19.99. And then my total is going to be, I have $100 to spend. Now all we have to decide is which symbol to use in between here. Since I only have $100 to spend, I can't spend more than $100. I can't go and buy 10 pairs of pants that would cost me almost $200 because I only have 100. So whatever I buy needs to be less than or equal to 100 bucks because I don't have more than this to spend on clothes. Number 5. Let's find the solution for the given table. So I know all your algebra teachers have been telling you throughout the year that whenever we're trying to find solutions or where 2 things are equal to each other, we're trying to see where the y numbers are the exact same, and that x number is our answer. So in this particular table, here our y numbers are the same when they're both 0, which means that negative 1 is our answer. So the point or the solution here would be negative 1, 0. All right. So if these were 2 lines that were graphed, they would both be crossing right here at negative 1, 0. Something like that. Okay, that's what it would look like. Number 6. Write the equation of the graph. We have a horizontal line that goes through the x-axis at positive 3. Okay, horizontal lines are the only lines that begin with x equals. Okay, horizontal lines have this is a vertical line. Vertical lines have undefined slopes. Okay, it's the only one that does not have a slope at all. Even a straight horizontal line like this would be y equals negative 2x, has a slope of 0. That 0 is a number, but lines that go straight up and down or vertical lines do not have any sort of slope at all. You just have to remember that when you see this, it's whatever number it's touching on the x-axis is what x is equal to. Because every single point on here, the x number is 3. Right here is the point 3, 3. This is the point 3, 1. This is the point 3, negative 4. So this line is going to be x equals 3 because no matter where you pick a point, the x number is 3. Number 7. Matt and Ming are selling fruit for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy a small box of oranges for $5 and a large box of oranges for $7. They sold a total of 202 boxes of oranges and made $1,035. Let's write a system of equations for this. So the 2 variables, we need to identify the 2 variables. The 2 different things that are happening are small boxes and large boxes. In each scenario, they're selling these things. So I'm gonna make the small ones S and the large ones L. They do tell us how many total boxes we've sold. Anytime that a system of equation gives you the total, like the total number of kids in a class, it would just be boys plus girls. Total number of coins we have is just nickels plus dimes. All right, anytime they give you the total, you're just adding the 2 variables up to get that total. So all of my small block boxes plus all of my large boxes would equal 202 boxes total. Okay, it doesn't matter how much each one of those costs or anything. That just tells us what or how many boxes there are. And then for the sales part, now we need the money. Every small box we're selling for $5 and every large box we're selling for $7. adding that up together would give us our total amount of money.